Hello, hello, everybody. This is your host, Scorpion LXP Sports, talking to you today on a Cleveland Browns Victory Monday and a Cavs loss. Victory Monday from the Browns. What a game, number one. Let's get the positives out of the way. Myles Garrett breaking the sack record is a monumental record to have. I don't care that the Steeler fans want to argue that TJ Watt's better. I don't care. At the end of the day, who cares? Myles Garrett has the record. Who cares how many games it took to get there? Because here's the thing. If you want to nitpick, oh, how many did it do this and how many games did it do that? How much did this? It's stupid in its own right because he has the record. If that's the case, if we're going to go by that, then every record should be rewritten then. Games change every season. The game has changed from 14 games from way back in the day to now where they're probably going to be 18 games in the next 2 to 3 years. Maybe even sooner. So, the fact of the matter is I hear people complain that oh, well he needed an extra game to do it. Stop. He has the record. Shut up. It's a good record to have, especially on a team where he has had very little help. This was the first year where he actually had some competent help, and he broke the sack record. It's a sign of things to come with Myles Garrett. That dude is amazing. He is a game changer. You can say it was a dive, it was this. I do not care. The dude has the record. It is in the books. He is the NFL single season sack record holder. If you look that up, he holds the record. That being said, I thought the Browns played a decent game overall. Now, before I get into that, we have major breaking news that Kevin Stefanski has just been fired by the Cleveland Browns. Now, a lot of people are very happy. A lot of people are upset. A lot of people are mixed. So, I'm going to give my take on the situation. I believe that Kevin Stefanski is a good coach. A good coach. Not great, but good. He's good enough to win you some football games. He will be outcoached. He will make boneheaded decisions, and there will be some games where the loss is squarely on play calling and just overall stupidity. And what I saw this season from the offense in particular, particularly the line, was undisciplined. It didn't look coached. They looked unprepared. The line looked unprepared every week, it felt like. And that's a problem. I know you're dealing with I know you're dealing with third and fourth strings. I know you're dealing with practice squad guys. I understand that to an extent. But at the end of the day, this is the NFL. You have to get guys ready. This is a this is a league where stuff comes fast. Stuff comes really fast. And he didn't do that this season. He's done it in past seasons. Now, do I think that he will get a job somewhere as a head coach? Absolutely. Absolutely. The fact that someone doesn't think that he'll get a job next season is stupid. He is still a good head coach. He will probably be the head coach of. I wouldn't be surprised if the Giants made a call. I wouldn't be surprised if something like that. I think the Giants will make a call. I think he will go there. Of course, other jobs open up. I think Aaron Glenn is a bum of a coach. I think Kevin Stefanski is a way better coach than Aaron Glenn. I think personally that he will bounce back somewhere. Now, who do the Browns hire at head coach? Now that is a question because we don't know. There are so many teams that are thinking about firing their head coach, not firing their head coach. The Ravens being one of them with John Harbaugh. I don't know how many people would want Jim Harbaugh as their coach. Sign me up. I'm fine with it. The dude has had great seasons with Lamar. He had him before with Flacco, with almost no receiving core and a good running back, and he develops linemen like no other. Yeah, sign me up for that, please. He's a constant. They're constantly in the hunt for the playoffs every year. Even coming down to the missed field goal yesterday, they were still in the game the entire time. So, that being said, I don't think John Harbaugh will be fired. I think he is still a good head coach. I think he has a good rapport there. I think that with the Browns, I think it was a mutual parting personally with Stefanski. I could tell during this season that he was very distant. It felt like I think he was very what's the word I'm looking for? He seemed very off. Like I can't find a particular word, but he didn't seem like everything was there this year. And I do understand that you're on a team that's constantly losing. Stuff is always happening. A day doesn't. The thing about the Cleveland Browns and being a Browns fan is not many days go by where there isn't something that happened to the team. Oh, this happened off the field. This happened off the field. Good and bad. It happens all the time. It's entertainingly terrible most of the time, but still, I do believe that Kevin Stefanski will get a second shot somewhere. He's still still a good coach. I just think it was time. Well, we love Kevin for 2020. We love Kevin for 2023 with the resurgence of Joe Flacco. But at the end of the day, um, he'll be remembered for those for sure. The playoff win against the Steelers, which I know he wasn't there for, but he helped get us there, and we'll remember him for 2023 with the resurgence of Joe Flacco for sure. With Kevin Stefanski, there's some good, but with Kevin Stefanski, there was a lot of bad as well. We can't say that he was perfect, and I know that he wouldn't say he was perfect either. Because if he was perfect, the Browns would have 6 Super Bowls right now, and they're not, and they don't. They haven't even sniffed the playoffs in 2 years. So I want to know who they're gonna hire as their next head coach, and that's been the talk of the town right now as of 9:30 a.m. So yeah, I all saw that this morning off Instagram and X/Twitter. Everything was blowing up, and I couldn't believe it honestly for a hot second. I thought it was just trolls, but no, it actually happened. Official statements from Jimmy Haslam, and then the official news broke on CBS Sports. So yeah, Kevin Stefanski's fired. Now let's get to the actual game that was played. Football was played yesterday. If you watch these two teams for the whole season, that comes as a shock to you. Football was played and played pretty well by both teams. I must say, um, Bengals defense got in Shadur's head for the first half. That first half, they were pummeling him. They were killing him. they had a defensive tackle that I swear to God was in the backfield like every other play. It was ridiculous. I can't remember his name for the life of me. Something Johnson, I believe. He was in the backfield like every single play. And kudos to the Bengals defense. You guys should have had at least two passes intercepted, but you still got in Shitter's head. Didn't come with the win, but your defense looked surprisingly adequate. And your offensive line held up for the majority of that game. Actually, a good portion of that game. To the point where I did not think Myles Garrett was going to get that last sack. I really didn't think for a minute. I'm like, oh, he might not get it. He might not get it. And the moment came, and it's like, yeah, he got it. Heck yeah. Which, which you know what? Good for Miles. It's a great milestone to have. It's one of the few good things to even watch this team was to see Myles Garrett slowly climb that ladder and get that sack record. I mean, that was a beautiful thing to see. Now going over from the Bengals, I mean, dude, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, dude, that's such a tough trio to stop. And kudos to Chase Brown getting 1,000 yards. That dude is a great player, and I'm happy to see that he has success in this league. That dude is amazing. So kudos to the Bengals offense and kudos to their defense for playing pretty well, honestly. The only person I think that should get run out of town from there is probably Evan McPherson. How do you miss two extra points? I mean, that puts your team right in position to win right there. And they're just bad. They're just a bad player right there. Oh, I mean, not bad player. I don't want to come off as harsh, but I mean, that's a bad day right there. That's a bad day. So, sorry, I just had to come back from a little pause. My dad called me to tell me about the news as well. So, after after all of this thinking with the Browns, I thought Shadur played a very bad first half. I thought he looked rough. He had a lot of stupid passes. Now, given I know he's a rookie, no O line, and no receivers, he still had some bad passes. That second half, though, he came out a little bit and he played pretty damn well. He was finding the open guy. You know what he did? He led a 2-minute drive down the field and got a field goal. How many quarterbacks for the Browns can you say have done that? Not very many. It's not. One, that's sad. Two, the fact that he was able to do that against a division rival, against a defense that was pummeling him all day. And they were. Anyone that wants to say otherwise, I don't think watched the game personally. They were in his face the whole game. That Demetrius Knight or something, the linebacker, yeah, he had I think 2 sacks on him. Had some stop plays out there, looking like a freaking Cincinnati Carson Schlesinger out there. Dude was crazy. I feel like that the Bengals played a really good game. This was a meaningless football game. Football was played yesterday. You were probably watching any other football game until Myles Garrett broke the sack record. You were probably watching any game that had playoff implications. Any of them. Pick one. You watched it more than this one. But this game, I think, epitomized AFC North football minus snow. It was gritty, cold, defensive battle, low scoring. That is exactly what AFC North football is, and you either love it or you hate it. And the Bengals are kind of like a weird outlier with it because they're a pass first team. And for the first half, they were a run first team with Chase Brown. Then they kind of did like a balanced approach in the second half. More passing though because they were behind, but still, more dropbacks led to more opportunities for Miles to get the sack and hence getting the sack. And unfortunately, I watched the crap fest yesterday of the Steelers Ravens game. Um, I was pulling for the Ravens really, really bad to make the playoffs just because I cannot stand the Steelers. But apparently, a lot of Steelers fans were hoping the Steelers lost too because they wanted to end the suffering of 9-8. Well, you guys are 10-7, so that broke that. You guys aren't 9-8. Tyler Loop had to miss a field goal to do it. I still can't believe that this game had playoff implications. It's so crazy. Now I don't know where the standings are. I know Pittsburgh has to play either Buffalo or Houston. I don't know which one, but if it's Houston, Aaron Rodgers is gonna get crushed. Crushed. That defense is amazing. They are the only defense right now I would take over the Browns. That Texans defense is killer. Killer. So if they play the Bills, I think the Steelers will have an outside shot because the Bills defense has not been great. They've lost a lot of guys due to injury. They just had a lot of bad luck go their way. Stunner for the Bills. But I'm rooting for either of those two teams against the Steelers instead of the Steelers. Sucks for the Ravens. You guys were so close so far. Missing a field goal from Tyler Loop, who honestly has had a solid season as a rookie. Um, Boswell sucks. That dude was terrible yesterday, trying to out trash each other, the kickers. Just bad. Bad. Both players had off day. Well, Loop didn't really have an off day. He just missed a kick. One kick. I know it's his job, but he missed a game-winning kick. And that sucks. You're going to have to live with that for a while unless your team unless your team makes the playoffs next year, then it all kind of goes away. Kind of like Andre Schmidt with the Browns, how he missed the game winner in week 1 against the Bengals. But then since then he's been pretty damn good. So I have no problem with Schmidt. I think he's done a very good job. This Browns team, I think, is changing things. They're changing. They're doing something. I don't know what, but if you get something on this offense, you got to get him an O line and some receivers. Yeah, it's not done in off season, but it's something. It is something that you can do. Something that this team can do something that we've never seen before. And that's have back-to-back winning seasons. Maybe. Let's not even hope for back. Let's just hope for a winning season, which I believe will happen if the Browns get the right head coach. I wouldn't be surprised if they went with Jim Schwartz. I wouldn't be surprised if they went to Tommy Rees. Although I think the coaching pool this year is very. Ugh. I want to give the chance that maybe John Harbaugh is fired. And if John Harbaugh is fired as the Browns head coach, as the Ravens head coach, excuse me, then we'll be having some serious discussions about getting him here. Because that dude is always in contention. Every season with whatever he has. Doesn't matter. Oh, he's on his 4th string offensive line and 2 of his starting receivers are hurt. No problem. They'll still get the win somehow. Oh, you're down your top five defensive linemen, and oh, you're down your all-star tackling linebacker. No problem. Crazy. That dude. That dude is one of the most. I mean, him and Tomlin, two coaches in the NFL that get the most out of nothing. Nothing. So I feel like if the Browns can get an offensive line and and one a wide receiver one, put Jerry Judy at the two, team's looking a little different. Alrighty. Well, that is gonna do it for me, guys. This has been a great and weird video to make, but I had to get it out ASAP as soon as I heard the news that Kevin Stefanski was fired. And I knew for sure that breaking the sack record is one of the biggest records to hold in the NFL. That is one that you will be hearing for years to come until the season moves to 18 games and someone else breaks it. Someone else will break the record because that's what records are made for. They are made to be broken. And if people don't want to accept that, that is what a record is. That's exactly what a record is. It sucks that, yeah, he had to do it in 17 games. I mean, yeah, 17 games instead of 16 or 15. Who cares? Because Myles Garrett is a difference maker. Whether you want to think that or not, the dude has the sack record. That is a huge milestone. And let's hope for another 5 years of Myles Garrett. Or 4. They want to say it's 5 years. I don't think his deal hit until the next year. So, next 5 years of Myles Garrett. Here we come. That's gonna do it, everybody. Please like, share, subscribe, anything like that. If you actually like my content, if you do not like my content, that is completely okay. Please do not feel obligated to do as such. I hope to be uploading more frequently. I know I say that feels like every third video I make. I want to try and upload more frequently, especially with the playoffs coming up and the NBA season kind of heating up. It's like a little after the midway of the year with the Cavs killing me. That's fun. The Cavs are terrible right now. I mean, they've had some decent wins and then just gave it all away to the Pistons. It was all song and dance. I will not get into that though. I've already been on here at least 20 minutes. So you guys have a good one and please stay safe.